to the ILMAS presentation. On behalf of the entire team at ILMAS Technologies, Xcitium, Syncdog, and Protelion, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join this webinar. So, we have a truly exciting and educational session planned for you, and we are thrilled to be joining by an incredible lineup of global experts from Xcitium, Protelion, and Syncdog. So, they are here to share some of the most innovative technologies available in the market today. So now, to make this even more engaging, we will be running a live Kahoot. So this is gonna be at the end of the webinar. So, and there are gonna be a prize, which is gonna be iPhone 17, ready to be won by the top of the one that is gonna be focused in our webinar, because I highly recommend two things to pay attention to the discussion, because the power quiz questions gonna be discussed here. Also, download Kahoot app on your mobile phone so that you're gonna be ready. So to give everyone a fair chance, please note that if you have already won a prize in one of our webinars recently, you are not eligible to be won again in this webinar. So here are a few quick instructions and housekeeping rules. So first, please feel free to type your question into Q&A box at any time during the webinar. We will be stopping and addressing them live. Also, you can use the chat to interact with each other and with our panelists as well. So
I think my colleague Diana got disconnected, so I'll
the
take
webinar
over.
is going to be recorded, and the link
ahead.
will be sent to all of the registrants to let you know more about ILMAS, and then I will pass it to my colleagues to introduce our vendors more. So here we are, ILMAS Technologies. We're a regional distributor, but we see ourselves as a catalyst of cybersecurity innovation across the Middle East and Africa. So, our core mission is to be the most trusted and value-driven distribution partner in the region. We operate on a pure channel model. We partner directly with groundbreaking technology vendors and empower a network of local resellers who then deliver these solutions to the end customers. And we are committed to this model. It is how we ensure deep, localized experts and support. So, now I'm going to let my colleagues introduce you more to our vendors, and then we'll pass it to our CEO, Mr. Muhammad, to let you know more about why this webinar is gonna be special to you. So Zainab, the stage is yours. Yumna, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Diana. Hello, everyone. I'm Yumna Al-Khanf from ILMAS Technology. Today, we will talk about two partners who are completely redefining the security landscape. We'll talk about Syncdog and Xcitium. So let's start with Syncdog. For years, enterprise mobility has presented us with a difficult choice. Do we provide corporate devices for complete control, or do we allow bring your own device for flexibility and cost savings, but sacrifice security and violate privacy? Traditional MDM forces you to manage the entire device, which gives IT the control they need, but often oversteps into employee privacy, creating tension and compliance issues, especially under modern data protection laws. Syncdog ends this compromise. We've moved beyond traditional MDM to a zero-trust container-based architecture. The magic word here is containerization. Syncdog creates a FIPS 140-2 certified AES 256 encrypted container on the device called the Trusted Mobile Workspace. Think of it as a secure digital briefcase for all work-related apps and data. Inside this briefcase, everything is protected and isolated. Corporate email, contacts, secure browser, Microsoft Teams, and file managers. Your security policies like preventing screenshots apply only here. The moment the user closes this container, they are in their personal space. You, as the IT admin, have zero visibility or control over their personal photos, messages, or apps. This is the only way to achieve true BYOD that fully respects privacy laws like the Saudi Personal Data Protection Law. And it's intelligent. The container has built-in mobile threat defense. If it detects the personal side of the device is compromised by malware, it can automatically lock itself or even self-wipe to protect corporate data without touching the user's personal information. So with Syncdog, you finally get both absolute security for your corporate data and absolute privacy for your employees. It's the defensive solution for the modern mobile-first enterprise. Now, next, let's talk about Xcitium. We have actually a question we all ask. It said that why do successful attacks keep happening despite massive investments in EDR and next-gen antivirus? The answer is simple. The entire cybersecurity industry is trapped in a detection-first paradigm. Every other vendor is an endless race, millions to better detect malicious behaviors, signatures, or indicators of compromise. But speak for themselves. With a new ransomware every 11 seconds and hundreds of thousands of new malware variants daily, 560,000. Detection is a failing method. Attackers' techniques consistently perform the best detection algorithms, leading to dwell time sometimes for months. Dwell time is the critical time window where an attacker operates undetected inside your network. So if you can't debate on detection alone, what's the answer? This is where we introduce a genuine disruptive, Xcitium. Xcitium asked a revolutionary question. What if we could stop malware without having to detect it first? Their answer is the patented ZeroDwell isolation technology. It's not antivirus, not traditional EDR or traditional sandbox. It's your last line of defense. Here's how it works. Instead of trying to guess if a file or a script is good or bad, Xcitium automatically contains every unknown file or application at the kernel level. It virtualizes the kernel's critical system resources that malware needs to cause harm, like the file system, process manager, or registry. The malware is allowed to run, but it's in a completely isolated, safe environment, a digital cache. If it's malicious and it tries to attack, the cache is instantly destroyed. No need to respond. The dwell time is 0. If it's safe, the user continues their work without any interruption. It's zero trust with zero interruption to businesses. As Frost and Selvin noted, this is a distinct departure from all existing vendors. And Xcitium isn't just a one-tool solution. They provide a full defense in-depth suite from a single cloud console. You get the traditional tools you expect: next-gen antivirus, EDR, MDR, XDR, but they are augmented by the game-changing ZeroDwell isolation layer that works when all other technologies that depends on detection fail. This unified platform covers everything from Windows, Mac, and Linux to mobile devices, offering advanced endpoint protection, Office 365 protection, cloud-native application protection, and managed services. They also offer cloud-secure email gateways, URL filtering, phishing simulation, and cybersecurity awareness programs. So while the industry keeps trying to build better detection algorithms to detect cyber attacks or a better key lock, Xcitium has reinvented the entire vault. It's the future of endpoint protection. At the end, whether it's securing the mobile workforce with Syncdog or neutralizing unknown threats with Xcitium, our goal at INMAS is to ensure your security is proactive, not reactive. And thank you for your time and your listening.
Thank you, Yumna. Yeah,
My
we will
colleague,
pass it now to our colleague Anas so that he can present Protelion.
Thank you, Diana, and hello everyone. I am Anas Al-Qaisi from ILMAS Technologies, and today I will talk, or now, sorry, I will talk about the cybersecurity firm that develops hardware and software solutions for network and industrial control system protection, Protelion. In the world of operational technology, controlling our power grids, water systems, and factory floors, a cyber incident is not just about data loss. It's about physical safety and operational shutdown. These environments are fragile, often running on legacy systems that were never designed to be connected to modern network. This is the challenge Protelion was built to solve. They provide a comprehensive security fabric specifically engineered for industrial and critical infrastructure. The cornerstone of this is their firewall. This is not a standard IT firewall. It's a protocol aware application firewall that understands the unique language of your OT environment. Protocols like Modbus, DNP, and IEC 61850. It allows you to deeply segment your network, creating a barrier between IT and OT, and even within OT zones themselves without disrupting critical processes. Furthermore, Protelion solves one of the biggest headaches: secure remote access. Their technology provides reliable, encrypted access to any machine or system, anywhere. Even older equipment that lacks modern remote interfaces. This allows your experts to support operations without compromising security. Protelion VPN client can be installed on many industrial devices and HMLs, such as Teltonica, HART, and others. And remember, all of this, the network segmentation, the remote access, even the data from your physical security cameras and drones runs over Protelion's military grade peer-to-peer encrypted communication. It guarantees the integrity, authenticity, and confidentiality of every command and every data point in your industrial ecosystem. This will protect your RTUs, IEDs, and the smart matters. So, from the sensor in the field to the SCADA master station, Protelion provides the unbreakable OT native protection that our most critical assets demand. Back to you, Diane.
Great. Thank you so much, Anas. Diana, you're on mute. Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Anas. So now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce you our CEO, Mr. Muhammad Alian, to kick us off with a keynote on why this webinar is going to be so special to you. So, Mr. Muhammad, the stage is yours now.
Thank you so much, Diana, and welcome everyone. Welcome back to our webinars. We're so excited to have you as always, and our webinars are always exciting. But today, and before I talk about why this webinar is unique, I want to repeat and focus on the term or the statement that says Xcitium Arabia. So remember last time when we said in December that we have great news and we're introducing Xcitium Arabia, and Xcitium is coming to the region. It is now a reality. ILMAS is an extension of Xcitium now. We're proud and happy to represent Xcitium in the region under the brand of Xcitium Arabia. Xcitium Arabia is Xcitium itself, powered by ILMAS technologies. And this is meant to bring local expertise. This is done so that we become closer to our partners and resellers. This is done so that we can be in your time zone for support purposes, for business development, meetings, POCs, and proof of values, and everything that the great company of Xcitium has been doing for a long time. We're just localizing it now, and with Xcitium Arabia, we will be working with distributors in the region, and we will be working with local resellers. So we are there to support the channel system of Xcitium. Xcitium Arabia is in the game now. Welcome to the Middle East and Africa. And also, we're happy that we've got those evangelists and those uh, technology experts from Xcitium Arabia, Xcitium, and from Protelion and Syncdog. So what these products have done to the industry in the last 5 years is above words to describe. Xcitium has changed the entire game. It's a paradigm change on how we protect endpoints. As Frost and Sullivan says, we address the 1% gap. If every other tool is capable of detecting 99% of the malware variants and ransomware variants, what do you do with the remaining 1%? How do you protect me from that? And 1% is too much because we get 500, as my colleague said, 560,000 variants of malware every single day. 1% of that every single day multiplied by 30 days and by 12 months, and you can imagine how tough the situation is. So they did transform how we protect endpoints. Xcitium did not just continue doing what everyone else is doing. We are the next wave of transformation. We are doing to the industry today exactly what EDR did to the industry in 2012, where we just shifted everything into a different direction and we made it hard for the bad guys to win and to compromise our systems. We're also joined with Protelion, Mr. Joseph. So from Xcitium, we have Bill. He's the VP of Services. We're going to have a nice conversation with him. Pay attention to that conversation because we were going to ask questions about the topics that we talk about in the Kahoot quiz, online quiz. We also have Mr. Joseph Wakla, the CEO of Protelion. Protelion changed what we know about VPNs. It's not anymore IPsec VPN. It's not anymore RSA algorithms. It's not PKIs. It's not where we do private keys and public keys. No, no, no. Those are not ready for the post-quantum computing era. Protelion, for very long time, led the industry in symmetric key encryption and post-quantum computing encryption, quantum-resistant encryption, where even quantum computers cannot break today. Based on the AES-256, then they had their nice flavors on top of that that made them unique. There are multiple use cases on top of that. As my colleague Anas said, you can have secure computing, it's a secure communication to replace WhatsApp. You can have industrial security. You can have multiple scenarios. With Syncdog, they also changed. They fixed what I call the BYOD dilemma. If I work for your organization and I use my cell phone to connect to the workload, why do you want to control my cell phone? It's my personal phone. Why do you want to block me from using USB memory, my USB connection, or block my screenshot? I don't want you to do that. But with Syncdog, we deliver a container that isolates work applications from your personal life. If you take a photo from within the container and you close the container, go to your photos, go to your gallery, you will not find that photo there because we have a total isolation with encryption and threat detection. I don't want to take long because I want to talk to these gentlemen. And before I go there, I want to ask you gentlemen to introduce yourselves and say a word to the audience from the Middle East and Africa. Start with you, Bill, and then Mr. Joseph.
Thanks, Bode. And I'm great to be here and thank everyone for joining. I'm excited to really talk about Xcitium today. I've been here with the company almost 5 years now. We have what I believe is the best technology in the world against stopping 0 days and ransomwares. We're going to heavily talk about that today as well. But just excited to be here and really dive into the technology and hopefully answer your questions about it.
Awesome. We're happy to have you. Thank you for supporting Xcitium Arabia and bringing this knowledge and excellence to the region. Mr. Joseph, Mr. Wakla, introduce yourself and say a word to our audience.
Yes, first of all, I wish you a happy Ramadan right now for your season and for your region. And yeah, Protelion, we developed a so-called military-grade symmetric key technology to protect end-to-end communication channels with different flavors. As Mr. Mott mentioned, we protect voice communication like WhatsApp, but on a secure way, not like WhatsApp. We developed a special armored phone for special forces. They want not to detect what their communication are in the world. They can walk around, nobody can detect them. And we also have an industry solution because remote maintenance is more and more important for companies. We are here based in Berlin, in Germany, and a lot of manufacturers have their production site outside in China, outside in India. And so they need a secure remote connectivity to get all their data from their systems outside the world to the ERP system here in Germany. So thank you so much for inviting me and giving a short update about our technology.
Thank you so much. And from the Syncdog side, unfortunately, Ted couldn't make it today. They've got a great support for our region. For some reason, Ted couldn't make it today. I will take the part related to Syncdog. But without further ado, let's switch to the questions. And I may start with you, Bill. Again, we'll go back to the same jargon. We are saturated with terms, I call them the D terms, the EDRs and XDRs and NDRs and all of that. And then we got the zero-dwell containment, and we got this new technology, which we call today, or we consider today as a paradigm shift in the way we protect endpoints. Would you please, in simple terms, let us know why is moving from detect and then respond to protect without detection? And why is this critical for today's modern enterprises and endpoints, please?
Yeah, thank you. The core issue with detection is that you're eventually going to lose, right? Traditional AV vendors, they rely on knowing what the file is or having proper intelligence and signature and behaviors. They stop known bad and they allow known good to come through, but they don't know how to deal with the unknown, right? We mentioned before, but there are hundreds of thousands of new malware samples every day, and attackers innovate faster than signatures or behavior models can be updated, which creates what we call a dangerous dwell time where they can operate unseen. Our patented kernel API virtualization flips that model. Instead of asking, is this file bad? We're able to ask, should this unknown file have that access to your proper critical system resources? And we're able to instantly isolate every unknown in a virtual container at the kernel level based on our access and our patented technology. And we reduce that dwell time to absolutely zero. It's the ultimate safety net when it works, when all detection will fail against brand new threats that are coming. So like I mentioned before, we are the industry leader in stopping 0 days and ransomware in the industry.
Man, Bill, when I hear the dwell time goes to zero, that looks like me, whoa. Today we have incidents where the dwell time was 200 days. There were ransomware attacks where the malware and ransomware piece remained undetected for 200 days. That's real incidents, guys. Xcitium brought it to absolute zero because we simply don't trust anything. You see how big this transformation and that paradigm shift. Awesome. I'll switch to you, Mr. Wakla. So again, as you mentioned, the encryption technology that you guys use is built on military grade, and definitely it's symmetric key encryption, no more private key, public key, PKIs, that kind of stuff. And today, in the era of quantum computing threats, why is this specifically, this foundation is more future-proof than the asymmetric encryption like RSA algorithms, IPsec, which have been used in traditional VPNs? Why is it future-proof? What's in it against future attacks and on communication platforms?
Yeah, absolutely right. This threat is real. And we are from Germany, Berlin, and the BSI, this is a government organization for cyber attacks, forced all the countries in Europe not to use RSA technology if we want to keep it a secret longer than 3 years from now. So you see how vulnerable this is. Today's quantum computer can break standard RSA encryption 2048 in less than 1 minute. So this is a real threat. And all our competitors rendering most VPNs and PKI systems, they are obsolete then, because this power of a quantum computers can break them. Our foundation is unique, robust implementation of a symmetric standard. It's called IS-256. This is a standard protocol, and this is quantum resistant. More critical, our architecture is truly peer-to-peer. We have no server in the middle. This is not necessary with our technology because we have the pre-shared keys on-site the endpoints. This eliminates central points of failure and eavesdropping. We go further by allowing organizations to work with our R&D team to have a customized algorithms. This is a tool, it's called CROC. It's Custom Redesign Oriented Chiffrer. So we, our technical engineers, working together with the client and define their own specific cryptographic layer. Nobody in the world has this.
Yeah.
And only 4 companies in the world can do that, and we are one of them. So we work together with the client, with the government organizations to define their own chiffre, and nobody in the world has the same.
Awesome. So guys, can you imagine that you get as a customer the chance to work with the Protelion R&D team to add your inputs to the algorithms and get your true black box encryption machine. So not even Protelion knows how it works. So you divide, and that's usually like an engagement that takes some time between the two sides. But this is how they took the AES-256 all the way to really, really personalizing your algorithms to be truly unique to you and a true black box in this entire ocean that we have, that we call the internet. So you're entirely different than anyone else. Thank you for the amazing technology. Now for Syncdog specifically, my question was to Ted is about how they manage security and privacy at the same time, because that's a major challenge. Now, as I said, everyone has a mobile device, and most likely you have at least one app that connects to your corporate workload. You're an access point. You could cause challenges to your corporate. And the IT team, the cybersecurity team, they jump in and they try to control your device to reduce the challenges that may come, to reduce the risks that may come from your device. And that's a disaster because that's a violation of your personal device and your privacy. How do you fix that? How do you deal with that dilemma? The only provider in the world that managed to come up with a solution that really works is Syncdog, with the innovation of isolating your business applications in a container. And container is a process level isolation. So you isolate it, it's encrypted, AES-256. It has its own threat detection. If your personal side of the phone is, compromised by malware, the work container can lock itself down, or can even wipe itself when it detects that there is a challenge. A total isolation. So now we don't worry about bring your own device. You can have whatever you want on your personal phone. Our workload is totally isolated from what you have in your personal side of the story of the mobile phone or any Windows, iOS, Android, and other platforms. Back to you, Bill. Now, if I talk about management from the management side, especially the C-level, like CISO and C-level management, they're always worried about complexity in their environments because they know that complexity leads to problems, to errors. It's prone to all of the kinds of trouble. So tool sprawl and complexity is always a big issue for them. How did Xcitium bring a unified platform that can deliver both operational efficiency and yet you get that strong security that's like unprecedented?
Yeah, a great question. So with Xcitium, we solve two major pains with the platform. First, we consolidate critical functions, advanced endpoint protection, true EDR, RMM, patching, scripting, and more, to be honest, into a single agent and console. This slashes administrator overhead and costs and really simplifies your daily processes. Second, and most importantly, the unification creates security synergy. Our EDR
Right.
gains contacts from the RMM. Threats isolated by our security suite
Yes.
can be automatically patched via our integrated patch management and vulnerability management. And it's not just a suite of tools, right? It's an interconnected defense system where each component makes the other smarter and more effective, and also allows you to interact and react in a single unified console. You don't have to log into 5 different areas to kind of deal with the
Yeah.
threat and what's going on. One single unified console, simplifying your costs and overhead.
Awesome. Yes. So you get like the management side, patch management, vulnerability. You get all the defense technologies. You get the zero threat isolation piece, and even you get an email gateway if you want a cloud-based email gateway, secure internet gateway, DNS-based filtering. You get services from Xcitium, even offensive services, and you get services such as the awareness, cybersecurity awareness, like a complete company
Yep.
suite that really takes care of most of what you need from within your cybersecurity operation, daily
Yeah, and
operation.
Mo,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, if I add one
Yeah, of
more thing
course,
onto that
of course.
too, we
Yeah.
have a full 24/7 MDR service as well. So not
Yes.
only can you do everything here, you can hire us in-house, first party or not third party, 24/7 service that can monitor your environment and act using all these features and functions we have in the platform with full transparency, full visibility, and a full co-managed work ethic.
Yes, I agree with that. To you, Mr. Wakla. So I see what you guys are doing. So you've got this great encryption technology, and using that foundation, you build a secure network. As simple as that. And that secure network is beyond what we know, beyond IPsec and everything. Quantum resistant, advanced. Now, specifically for organizations that come with major challenges, specifically for industrial security purposes, like operation and technology, legacy industrial system. How does Protelion encryption really enable security and really empower those organizations to uplift their position from a security posture point of view? What do you do for industrial security, and how do you help organization? I can imagine systems that are installed since the 70s and maybe the 60s and some of those utilities and manufacturing utilities. How do you help them secure such a network?
Yeah, for the main problems in the industry is the remote maintenance. So companies
Yes.
want to connect remotely to fix the issues on a shop floor on the production line. And with the asymmetric key technology, you must always open ports in the firewall to connect to such a system. And to forget the close support on the firewall, this is an open door for all cyber criminals. So our philosophy is to build an unbreakable network and deploy any use cases on that. For OT, we can secure legacy PLC systems, SCADA systems, and also for modern networks, we're wrapping the communication in our encryption protocol. So our protocol firewall helps also for segmentation. And this is very important for OT networks to separates different networks in different zones, so intruder cannot jump with a movement from one segment to another and destroy. We also can protect old protocols like Modbus or NP3. So these protocols are not designed for security. They are more designed for productivity. And it is also important that we can secure video feeds, securing remote generators to connect, to get the data out, and also the old thing. So maybe you can open, or nobody, I don't know how many people in your audience knows the search engine. It's called Shodan. Everybody knows Google, but Shodan is a search engine for industry products.
Yeah, let
so
me
you
share
can
my screen, and show it to everyone.
You can find any device worldwide on the network, and so this is a tool not only you can use, also cyber criminals use very often, because you can separate and say, okay, give me all routers you can find in the world with open ports. And the cyber criminals know this information, they use it and try to penetrate. So this is a screenshot about HK Vision. This is a camera manufacturer from China. And these cameras are also implemented in shop floors, in production lines, to make visual observation what's going on site. And you see this, they find right now this tool 2,179,000 cameras you can connect directly and can see what the video feed is with the IP address. You see what patch level is. Mainly of these cameras have a password, it's called admin, and the user, it's also called admin. So it's very easy for these intruders to get in. And if they are with a camera system or camera network in the shop floor, they can jump from one network segment to the next and can do what they want. And we can protect separate network segments with our technology and keep the intruders away, because we do not need to have open ports on a firewall to connect to such devices.
Yeah, guys, can you imagine, like, you got the IP address to connect to, you know the firmware version, so you know all the vulnerabilities that it has, and you can compromise those vulnerabilities and get access. You get even some of them, the e tag and the username and everything, and you can connect to it that easy with such a tool. This is an open source intelligence tool, or OCINT. So can you imagine how easy it is, and how for hackers to get access to your industrial network, and how hard it is for the one that has to defend it? Imagine if you're responsible for this OT security in an organization that has hundreds of thousands of OT devices, those tiny sensors everywhere, smart meters and valves meters and speedometers, whatever they are, hundreds of thousands. You have zero inventory where you don't know about them. You don't have what their vulnerabilities are, and people can reach you through Shodan and other intelligence tools. That's why segmentation, as Mr. Wakla said, is really essential. Just if you start by segmenting the OT side from the IT side, that's a major step. Then you segment the supervisory side from the operational side of the OT. That's another amazing step. And this can be done with a single firewall that is a protocol aware. And from the Syncdog side, it was always like amazing to me how they came up with the container. They are not the only ones that thought about delivering your business applications in a container. If you remember the old MDM from Citrix, and they had a container, but was an empty one. You get a container, and now I need to worry about wrapping applications in that container and getting things ready for work. With Syncdog, with a click, one click, you provision a container with applications ready for 95% of your needs. You get a mail client, you get a briefcase, a camera app, a dialer app, a contacts app. Every almost application you can think of, you'll find it there. And if you, as I said, if you take a photo from the camera app within the container, close the container, go back to your personal site, go to the gallery on the photos, you will not find it because we have that total isolation. This is really brilliant. It helps you get rid of the old technologies, which we used to call application wrapping, Intune and everything, where you have to wrap an application with a management layer and security layer to be able to provide that level of isolation. No, we're ready with one click. And we can decommission that in one click too, with one click also. So if you leave the job, you're not part of that organization, they just decommission that container and that's it. You don't worry about the access and everything else. Good. I'll get back to you also, Bill, again. Do we have time? Yeah, we have some time. So Bill, I'll go back to you. Now, we understand that, okay, Xcitium Arabia, Xcitium today, it's a proven track of record. So we know that you prevent ransomware execution in real time. I always like to say it this way to my customers. Xcitium gives you three things. Zero trust, but zero trust alone is a disaster. Imagine that your endpoint doesn't trust anything. And zero interruption to business, and that's genius from Xcitium, and real-time security, exactly at T equals 0. Would you help us understand how this works without really disrupting legitimate business applications?
Yeah, absolutely. So the magic with Xcitium is in safe execution. When an
Yes.
unknown executable, which could be, let's say, a new piece of ransomware, attempts to run, our technology doesn't block it outright. I mean, we don't know what it is, right? So it
Right.
doesn't halt the user's workflow in that case. Instead, it allows the file to run fully, but within a hardware isolated virtualized copy of the operating system. The user can actually interact with it in these cases. And if that file, attempts a malicious action, starts encrypting, it's only actually interacting with that virtual environment. And that virtual container that we set up and that's running in there, that can and will be instantly reset and destroyed with zero damage to the real system and no disruption to the user's other work. Remember, if it's ransomware, they want it gone. They're not going to be upset that they've lost that piece of that file there, essentially, in any kind of case. So it's true security without interruption. And you might kind of ask the follow-up question, well, this just sounds like a sandbox, right?
Yes.
And the answer to that is absolutely not. A sandbox is much more resource intensive. We're running simultaneously on the endpoint with minimal resource consumption and impact. So really, the user won't even feel containment happening because you can fully hide it in the background. Also, I like to say this too. Any good malware created in this industry has sandbox detection. It doesn't work. It knows that it's just a built up OS with nothing on it, and it's not going to fully show its payload or malicious intent. With containment, we are mimicking and really tricking the malware into thinking that it's running properly on that endpoint. So we're able to obviously fully protect the endpoint in that way by allowing it to run. And guess what? We get better intelligence on it too. So that way we can actually update our AV database that quick as well. So not only are we responding and actually improving our detection, we don't need detection to stop it.
Yeah, and also remember, sandbox is a detection tool. And I like to call it the sandbox dilemma. Do you know what it is? If something runs, the sandbox now has to detect if this is a malicious thing. I have to put it in the sandbox, test it, and do whatever I want to do to find out if it's a bad thing. And I have to make a decision. Do I isolate it in the sandbox and then I will interrupt business? Or do I allow it to run on the endpoint? And that's a disaster because what if it's a malware? You're allowing malware to run on my endpoint? This dilemma is fixed by Xcitium. We make it truly live in a different universe, in a different dimension. And it's real environment. Don't give it a fake environment. It's a real environment. And the moment it tries to do anything, we don't respond to it. We just wipe it out. As simple as that. Yeah. You see why I believe it's such a disruption to the industry? Great. Back to you, Mr. Wakla. And I would love, I cannot leave the webinar without talking about armored phones, these beautiful phones from Protelion, where you have taken the security not only by giving me an app that is secure to replace the crazy WhatsApp. No, you're giving me a full phone that is protected with an armored OS operating system. Please tell us more about that.
Yeah, great. So, as a secure app on a standard Android or iOS phone, this is only strong as a compromised operating systems. You know, everybody downloads apps from Google Store, from Apple Store, and nobody knows what these apps are doing. We replace a standard Android OS with our proprietary hardened armored OS. So this eliminates the entire attack surface of the mobile ecosystem. No App Store vulnerabilities, no OS backdoors, no remote wipe exploits. Communication, file sharing, and even the device core functions are secured end-to-end with our encryption technology on a direct peer-to-peer. We have no server in the middle like all the other apps like WhatsApp, Streamer, you name it. And this is a key point because we communicate on a direct channel. This armored phone cannot be jailbroken remotely, factory reset by anybody. It is not a phone with a secure feature, it's a secure communication device in form of a phone. So for example, we eliminate all Google services. If you switch phone, normally a lot of packages sent out, you do not know where they send the packages before you can use your phone. And packages is a so-called welcome message. And this gives you, so also the providers, the information that your mobile is online right now, but also with your geolocation. And you see what happens in Qatar. They send back a missile and destroy everybody. So with our technology, we destroyed every Google services from this phone. If you use not a SIM card in the phone and you use only Wi-Fi connectivity to make your phone calls, you cannot be detect in the world where you're moving. Every message we send out, every package, we use a different MAC address. So we have a lot of features implemented in this phone for people they need to be protected by cyber criminals or government organizations.
Yeah, can you guys imagine this power? Every packet comes with different properties, like a different encryption, different MAC. Every one of them. It's not the tunnel, it's every one of these packets. Imagine how powerful that is. For Syncdog, the only last message I wanna like say to everyone. So the Syncdog platform works on iOS, Android, and Windows. So it changes even how you manage your endpoints, even laptops and everything with Windows operating systems. Okay, finally, I want to say really thank you so much, Bill and Mr. Wakla, everyone. Thank you so much for this interesting discussion. We have to move to the fun part now, to the online quiz, because I know that everyone is waiting. But guys, we addressed everything in this online quiz throughout the discussion. I want to close it by taking some questions from because I see there are questions in the Q&A and the chat. So Mr. Maher, he said, what is the margin of error in estimating the malicious event? We don't estimate a malicious. We don't detect. If that's if the Xcitium a question, we don't detect. We don't have I don't know, false positives concept, or we don't detect. We simply don't detect. If you're unknown, you go to a different universe. You don't play on our universe. Period. You try to do something bad, you're wiped out. We don't even respond to you. That's a major disruption to how we protect endpoints. So there is no margin of error. The concept doesn't apply here mathematically. And also, Mr. Mahal asked if is it possible to conduct a proof of concept? Definitely, and that's why Xcitium Arabia is here now, so that we bring that local support for your POVs and support and business development and marketing and everything. And I guess we've got some questions in the chat. So let me see, Mr. Muhammad, how do we protect the head office from VPN users, the ZTNA. I want to know more about the solution. We would love to have a dedicated session to describe how we deploy ZTNA for VPN using Protelion. Protelion intrinsically, by just having symmetric key encryption and secure network, you got the ZTNA, which is Zero Trust Network Architecture. We'll be happy to connect with you. My colleagues, I'll add Anas Al-Qaisi email here so that you can refer back to him, and we will be happy to arrange a dedicated session. It's a really deep dive kind of technology to know the value, to perceive the value. Oh, this is insane. Yeah, I know it is insane. Of course, that's a disruption. What impact will the solution have on the device performance? I think you're referring mainly, I think, to Xcitium's client. Lovely. Even on Windows XP, will probably go up to 3%. Imagine that. That old Windows XP that probably was there before some of the audience was born even. So on that platform, we'll go up to 3%. We don't really compromise. This is a genius. Uh, I don't know what kind of words I can use. It's a genius development and change of how we protect endpoints. Wonderful session. Thank you so much, Abraham. We're happy to have you. Back to you, Diana. Go to the fun part. Thank you, Bill and Joseph. Enjoy the rest of the webinar.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. So back to you, Diana.
Okay. So first of all, if you didn't upload Kahoot app till now, please upload it now.
I think, Diana, you can hover the mouse on the game pin, and if you do so, you can copy the link, then paste it in the chat, so people can just click on that and join the game directly. Or you guys can, not in the QR code, no, or the QR code. So yeah, the link, copy the link, yes, you can click it, yes, and put it in the chat. People will be able to join directly. Or you can scan that QR code. There are different ways. Mr. Sabri, you can join Kahoot either by following this link and then you have it on the browser, but you have to be able to see the questions, so you'll be switching between browsers, or you can download it on your mobile phone. It's called Kahoot. And Diana will give you enough time to download it. Yeah.
Good. We're seeing that many people are joining.
Yes. These webinars are only good because of you guys, because of your participation and your engagement. We really are happy to have you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so are you ready? Okay, great. So I'll be starting now.
Have fun.
Okay. So the first question. Okay, let's see if you know as well or not. What is ILMA's primary rule in cybersecurity ecosystem? Is it a global manufacturer, SOS, SOC service provider, regional distributor, software developer? Yes. Okay, who answered? SOC service provider. We are not. Yeah, good. So let's go see who won. Abraham, great
Oh,
Abraham. As well, Abraham is always on the top.
good.
So, second question. Okay. What do you think about Xcitium's ZeroDwell technology? Okay. Dwell time. Yeah. Most of you answered it rightly, which is good. But let's see. Still Abraham, great Abraham, great. Okay. Let's test your knowledge about Protelion now. Okay.
Good.
Great, quantum computing. Exactly. Good, Abraham. But you see, the results are so close.
Yeah.
So good for your competition. Okay, let's see about Syncdog. Okay, time is running.
Good.
Exactly, good. Okay, let's see who is at the top now. Go for you, Abraham. Great. Okay. Let's test your knowledge about Xcitium again. How does Xcitium handle an unknown file without blocking the user's work? Be faster. So the time is running.
Oh,
Great.
yay.
Oh,
Everyone got it right. Zero wrong answers. Whoa, hooray. Welcome, Exceedium Arabia.
exactly. Okay. Morally, great. What happened to you, Abraham? Okay, let's see if you can answer it rightly or not. A key feature of a battalion's network is having no service in the middle is. So what is that called?
Oh,
Okay, yeah. But most of you answered it well, rightly,
yeah.
so
Actually, I was hoping that everyone will get it right. It's a
yeah.
peer-to-peer communication, so yeah. Good,
You
good.
see that the results are changing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. This about your Syncdog knowledge again. What can IT administrator wipe remotely without affecting personal data? Good. Only Syncdog container. Exactly. Okay, good. Okay. Let's just Xcitium again to see if you can answer it rightly or not. Be faster. Good. Remote monitoring MGT. Exactly. Let's see. The same IQT. Great. Good for you. Which Protelion product replaces the mobile OS for total device security? It is Protelion Firewall, Secure Messenger app, OS phone. What do you think? Yes. Great. So the last question, see who's gonna be the winner. A photo taken with a work camera app inside Syncdog's container will appear where? In the company's social media, is not saved at all, in the personal gallery, only inside a secure container. Okay. Only inside the secure container. Yes. Good. And the winner is great. Good for you all.
Good for you, IQ2. I think this is Shaban from our partner in Saudi, IQT. I'm happy to see Morali. I remind you guys that you can win webinars once, but you can win twice in our power quizzes. Last time we had Morali, we had other people, so your prizes are on the way. Now we have Shaban. I think this is the second. Yeah, it is the second time Shaban wins. So you won a power quiz with us, and now you won a webinar. Amazing job. Amazing job, Shaban. Thank you so much. Back to you, Diana. Sorry.
Okay. So thank you all for your participation. As I promised,
Yeah, I'm not sure if you have. I think Diana has
recording
probably.
is gonna be sent to email, and if you have any, to put my email in the chat. Yes.
You
And
were
it was
disconnected for a second, Diana. Sorry. Go ahead. Please proceed. Yes.
okay. It was our pleasure actually connecting with you all, and very pleasure to have our panelists today. So thank you so much for your participation, and please don't hesitate to ask any questions if you have any question whenever you want, and our email is gonna be in the chat here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for the value you add to our region. We're looking forward to grow business. Thanks to everyone from our audience and all the members that joined us today. We highly appreciate your support. We cannot wait to see you again in our next event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thanks.